Hi, and welcome to this video introduction to the Kurzweil Artis PlugSE, developed by Soundtower Incorporated. In conjunction with the full Artis editor, this virtual instrument plugin allows you to access all the features of this powerful multi-timbral keyboard. Although this plugin is instantiated as a virtual instrument in your digital audio workstation, it generates no sound, but rather it lets you control the connected Artis keyboard. It's important to remember that the Artis PlugSE is not a full editor. The editor is available from the Kurzweil website free of charge. Be sure to download this powerful resource to complete your tools to explore and control this feature-rich instrument. So let's get started. I'll be using Logic Pro 10 for this presentation, but the operation in your DAW should be very similar. First, let's get the plugin instantiated. Create a new instrument track. Insert the Artis PlugSE in that instrument track. And that's it. Next, we'll confirm that we are connected properly. Click on the MIDI button to open this window. Your options will no doubt be different, but in my case, I'll be connecting the Artis keyboard to my system with a Mark of the Unicorn MIDI timepiece AV. Click on the MIDI import and select the correct interface and port. Same for the MIDI out port. And as you can see, the Artis is now online and ready to go. The clock on-off button allows the Artis PlugSE to generate MIDI clock information. The through MIDI import to host is available to send MIDI data to the virtual instrument track. If you're going to record your MIDI performance to the same virtual instrument track that you have the PlugSE instantiated on, turn this button on. If you'll be recording MIDI to other MIDI tracks, leave this off. Similarly, the through host to MIDI out port allows the artist to receive MIDI data. This is usually left on. The Receive Data button will reveal this page. This option is to provide a way for you to import user program, multi, or effects chains that you have saved and wanted to make available in the plugin. Simply select one of the categories, input the range of patches you wish to import, and press Start. The buffer range option is for Logic users. Use this feature to match the user buffer range in the Audio Preferences window of Logic. This should achieve predictable results using the small, medium, or large settings. However, should you need to adjust further, you have the option to select User in the Artis PlugSE and use the slider and buttons to select a specific value that you require. Let's go to Program. This screen presents the available 16 MIDI channels and their selected patches. To change a patch, click on the name, select a category, then choose the sound you want to use. Change as many channels as you need. And when you're finished, click Close. Now, clicking on a channel name will show the currently available parameters that can be automated. Additional parameters can be made available using the full Artis editor. Please note that adjustments made to any of these parameters are not saved with the session file. These controls are provided as an easy way to enter automation data. Permanent changes must be made with the editor and saved to a user program. Multi works in a similar fashion to Program. You can select the multi from a scrollable list of available sounds. Clicking on Mixer opens this window. You can click on the patch name to change the sound in a similar manner as the Program window. The clearly marked controls include a send control for the aux, pan, and fader for each channel. The Allocate button assures that all the needed resources are used on this channel for the program to function properly and to sound correct. Also provided is an opportunity to quickly change out the insert or aux effect. Clicking on either of the blue name fields brings up a list of available effects. Just click on the effect of your choice to change it out. Again, it must be noted that changing any of the settings on this page, similar to the parameters on the individual channels, will not be saved with the session. Clicking on the Control button brings up this screen. Here we see the primary set of faders, pitch bend, and mod wheels at the top of the screen, and 16 smaller versions below. Clicking on any of the small versions will bring that channel into focus on the large version above. Or you can simply click 1 through 16 on the buttons to the right side. to call up that channel. You'll see that hovering over any of the faders will reveal in the text field below the buttons the artist parameter that fader is controlling. We've already reviewed the MIDI functions earlier in this video, so let's look at the host button for a moment. But before looking at the actual function of the host button, let's talk about saving. When you make changes to the programs that are assigned to the 16 MIDI channels, those selections will be saved in the plugin simply by saving the session file. When the session file is recalled, those programs will be in place. But don't forget, all the parameter settings, fader positions, etc. will not be saved. Those are for convenience in automation. Of course, you could write automation data at the beginning of your song to reflect the initial settings that you've decided on for these parameters, and simply starting the session will recall all of your settings. If you want to save a set of programs, you can do so with the Save or Save As feature. Of course, this may look a little different in your DAW, but the functions will be there. Here, I can save a set of programs under a new name. If I then return to this area of the plugin, my saved set of programs will be there for future projects. An additional feature currently only available in the PC VST version is the ability to save your sets of programs to a kind of factory preset file. Currently, there are 3 presets in this list. Now, I'm using Logic 10, which will not actually save the set of programs to this file, but I can demonstrate the process. Once you have set up your programs as you wish, click Host, and this dialog will open. Click on the factory preset list, select a blank slot. I'll use number 3 here. I'll name it My Factory Set, and click OK. If this were a VST version of the plugin on a PC, My Factory Set would appear here. Moving on, Keys brings up a keyboard screen at the bottom. This is provided as a convenient way to test some notes on the artist if you happen to be a distance away from the instrument. On the far left is a slider that will set the velocity. If you drop the slider right down to the bottom, KBD or keyboard will appear in the window, and playing on the various points on the keys will determine the velocity. Clicking on the bottom of the key will provide a higher velocity. Clicking at the top of the key will provide a lower velocity. If you click and drag on the highlighted mini keyboard above the main keyboard, this selects the octave range that the main keyboard will play in. Finally, the About button displays a splash screen should you need to check the version number of the Artis PlugSE. Let's take a quick look at automation. I'm going to open the backing track session for this video. I have an instance of the PlugSE here. I'll open it and select an organ patch on channel 1. I have a MIDI track pre-recorded for an organ solo, but I'm going to write in the automation for the drawbars, and I need to set the automation to touch. I'm going to use far too many moves for any self-respecting D3 player, but it's just for illustration. I'll then loop the track back so you can watch it. On playback, I'll open up the plug again so you can see the drawbars are recorded and playing back. Kurzweil Artis PlugSE from Soundtower Incorporated is a great way to manage your multi-timbral automation and sound choices in one place. Once you use this great tool, you'll likely modify your session template to include this VI track on every project. On behalf of Kurzweil, Soundtower, and the entire support team, I'd like to thank you for your time and encourage you to keep making great music.